Hey everybody, it's Santina Doyle here from Solo Female Van Life Lessons, here with another lesson on how I am going to set up my car for car camping this weekend. It's going to be 90 degrees this weekend, not at night thankfully, about 76 at night, which is too warm for me, but I'm going to show you the things that I'm going to do to sleep in a hot environment in a hot car, and hopefully they'll give you some ideas of how you might be able to car camp in the heat as well. So before I get started, this is my 2014 Honda CR-V, and what's different about this CR-V is that when you put this 2/3 seat down, it's not flat. It actually is at an angle. Let me see, how can I represent that to you? It goes up towards the passenger seat. And so this part here, this hatchback part, is perfectly flat, but then it has a hinge and it goes upward. And it's not uncomfortable to sleep on, it's just that you're not sleeping flat, that's for sure. And so I usually compensate by parking my car head down. If there's a slight hill, I'll park with my front down the hill, and that will level me out. But you never know what kind of ground you're gonna get, where you're gonna have to park to camp. And so what I'm gonna do this time, because I'm not gonna be using my comforters, blanket, sleeping bag for comfort, for warmth, I'm going to try to fill in this area with those things in order to try to level this out. So bring this level up so that it's more flat with that level. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is put in my big bulky comforter that I would normally in the early spring, late fall, and early winter put on top of my sleeping bag. And I'm just gonna bunch it up so that it kind of fills in that flat space. And then on top of that, I'm going to just lay my sleeping bag. I can always roll my sleeping bag up if I don't want my sleeping bag under it, but I figure it's just more padding. And if I wind up not needing that, I'll just roll it up and toss it to the side. Next, I'm gonna put in my pillow. Oh, no, actually, next I'm gonna put in my camp pad. I love these things. I'm a side sleeper, and so they're very much, these blow-up camp pads are very much more comfortable than just sleeping on cushions. For some reason, they just disperse the weight on my bones better. I'm gonna put that in next. And then I have the option, I'm bringing a top sheet, sorry, loud truck. Bringing a top sheet, and I have the option of putting that under me and then folding it over me, or just throwing it over me. I'm gonna see when I get there, and I'll let you know how that turned out. And then I'm gonna put in my pillow as well. Here's my sheet. And I'm only 5'4", so I actually fit the length from the very back here to my pillow. Not perfectly, I can stretch out all the way. So next, I'm gonna pack my car like I normally do, and I'm gonna show you how I do that. The first thing I put in is my luggage, because first thing in the morning, I can sit up in bed and I don't hit the ceiling. And if I want to change my clothes, I want my luggage right next to me where I can reach. So I put that in next over here, so it's closer to the back of the seat. And then the next thing I usually put in is my cooler, and I put that at the end so that I can reach it when I go to get my food. All I have to do is walk around, open my hatch, and grab my food. And it's strapped down with a belt so that it doesn't open, so it stays nice and cold. Now, to be honest with you, this weekend's going to be so hot, I'm not bringing food that needs refrigeration. I'm bringing all kinds of fruit, and I'm bringing some reconstitutable meals that I just boil water and pour it in, seal the sack, and then eat that as it reconstitutes. Because I don't think my ice is going to last. I usually freeze 4 of the individual 8-ounce water bottles and put them in the 4 corners of the cooler. But I don't think in 90-degree heat, it's not gonna last, so I'm not even gonna bother. But I am bringing chocolate and cookies and marshmallows for s'mores, and that's what's in here, and hopefully it'll keep it cool enough that they won't melt all over the place. Next thing I'm going to put in is what I call my kitchen. And it's just a bag with all of the things that I use to cook. It's got my billy pan and my little camp stove, etc. But I bought a couple of new things this time I'm going to try, and I'll let you know how they work out. One of the things that I love when I go camping is coffee. I usually drink tea, but I love coffee, and I don't really have coffee unless I'm camping. So I bought a percolator, and I'm going to try it out this weekend. I'll let you know how it goes. Sorry for the noise. And it just lays on top of my luggage, and I can grab the luggage. I can move that onto my cooler and grab anything in my luggage when I'm in the bed. The next thing I'm going to put in is my bag of books. I usually bring some camping brochures and materials for the other campers that I camp with to look at so we can decide where to go next. And I bring a book to read. And I'm going to put that in the side, the back passenger seat. And that fit nicely on the floor so that it's not going to rattle around or slide around if I take a curve. The next thing I'm going to put in is my cooler bag. Now I don't have any ice in this or anything to cool it because this is just my food, my fruit. I have, bananas, plums, apples, strawberries, and I might refrigerate the strawberries, but the other's just going to go into a bag, a cooler bag that I'm going to lay on top of my ice chest. And I bought some bungee cords, so I might strap those down. The next thing I'm going to do is put my camp chair, just laying it on my bed. It's never given me a problem. It might roll around once in a while if I take a turn too sharply, but it really doesn't go anywhere, so I feel comfortable just leaving it on my bed. Now, something I've been bringing when we have a campfire is a tarp. It's actually an old shower curtain to cover the firewood so that if it does rain, it doesn't get the firewood wet and then we have dry wood. I am going to bring that, but this time I might need it as a tarp for shade from the sun, or a tarp in case it does rain that I'll have to jury rig somehow to have some shade, because the camp, it's in a national forest that we're going to, and it is kind of like a campground in the sense it's dispersed motorized camping. They do have fire rings, but there's no shade, but there should be some trees in the national forest, you'd think, right? I think I'm going to be sitting under the trees all weekend long. I'm going to put this in the passenger side door just because I have plenty of room up there. Also, for the first time, I brought this camp pad to sit on. I'm going to just lay this on my camp chair and have extra cushion to be more comfortable, hopefully. So just throw that back there. And then my friend Sabrina gave this to me. This is a screen for my car door, and I'm going to try it out. I don't know anything about this brand, but I'll let you know how it is, because I obviously want my windows down this trip. I don't want to sleep in 76 degrees with my car completely closed. So I'll let you know how it goes. She got this from my friend Heidi, and we're just passing it along to see who wants it. I don't know if it's going to be buggy in the forest, so I'm going to bring my citronella candle. And it makes my car smell good anyway, and it's all natural, so it's no harm. Obviously, I need my Lucy light for reading in the evenings, and my headlamp for being able to see to get back and forth to my car. And then my hiking boots. It's going to be too hot to hike probably, but I am going to bring them just in case it gets rainy and mucky. These are waterproof. I am going to wear flip-flops otherwise. It's just going to be too hot to wear shoes. I'm just going to put these in the side door. Oops. I'm almost done. I thought hope that sleeping on the camp pad or on the sleeping bag itself might be too warm. They are nylon or some kind of plastic. I don't know. I've never car camped when it was 90 degrees before. And so I'm also bringing a yoga mat just in case this will feel cooler to me. I can roll it out at night, in the middle of the night if I need to, lie on it, and I'm hoping that it'll feel cooler if these feel hot. And then something I'm bringing that I've never had to bring before is just a squirt bottle for water. And this way I can let evaporation do its thing, just spray myself and let it evaporate and it'll cool my body off. So the last two things I put in my car before I leave for the trip are my bladder, or my camel, whatever you want to call it. It holds 1.2 liters of water, and it has my first aid kit and a couple of other essentials. And of course I can drink from this. It's right beside me on the passenger seat, so I can drink as much water as I like, and I don't have to stop and get water when I'm on the road. Like if I was carrying a cup and a cup holder and had to refill it. So this is good because I never go through this in a drive. So I have basically unlimited water while I'm driving. And then I have my purse, or the things that I need from my purse that sometimes I just put in the bottom of my bag and am able to go kind of lightweight without carrying a purse as well. And so that's how I set up my car for car camping. And I'm trying it for the first time in 90-degree weather, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so I will let you know how it turns out in the next video. If you'd like to join us on Meetup, Solo Female Van Life Lessons, we call ourselves adventurers, so Solo Female Van Life Adventures meets every other Wednesday at 7 p.m. Sorry for the car noise. And East Coast Camping meets Mondays at 7 p.m. So join us on Meetup, find those Meetup groups. We just ask that you join us virtually a couple of times before you decide to join us in person. But you are welcome to join us in person. And I hope that you have happy camping and safe travels. Bye.